Good morning. I'd like to call this meeting to order. We'd like to begin with invocation and pledges to allegiance.
Please bow your heads. Lord, we pray to you to bless this meeting. Help us to have productive discussions that will broaden our perspective. Help us to take the various ideas presented and think of ways to flesh them out. Give us the desire to find ways to excel in our work. Help us to work together and encourage others in excellence. We ask that we challenge each other to reach higher and farther to be the best we can be. We ask this in your name we pray. Amen. Amen. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Let me turn.
I know.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Public comments, anyone side?
No, sir.
Okay. Consider approval of canvass votes and declare winners on May 4th, 2024 school board trustee election.
Yes, sir. So on May 4th, 2024, Southwest ISD held a board election for 3 at-large seats, currently held by Florinda Bernal, Daniel Carrillo, and James Sullivan. There were 6 candidates. We had early voting here at Central Office in McCullough Middle School through April 22nd through April 30th, 2024, and then had election day on Saturday, May 4th. We contracted with Bexar County to host our elections, and today I recommend that the board approve the canvass of the 2024 school board election results and declare Florinda Bernal, Daniel Carrillo, and James Sullivan as the winners.
I move.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. The board approve the canvass of the 2024 school board election results and declare Florinda Bernal, Daniel Carrillo, and James Sullivan as the winners. Questions, anyone? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Congratulations. And with that, we will, yes, we get With that, we will administer the oath of the office. So our 3 newly elected old trustees, please stand up.
Please raise your right hand, and your response will be, I do. By the power vested in me as a notary public servant for the great state of Texas, I hereby administer the oath to the newly elected Southwest ISD Board of Trustees. Do you solemnly swear that you will faithfully execute the duties of the office of trustee for Southwest ISD for the state of Texas and will, to the best of your ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state? And do you furthermore solemnly swear that you have not directly nor indirectly paid, offered, or promised to pay, contributed nor promised to contribute any money or valuable thing, or promised any public office or employment as a reward for the giving or withholding a vote at the election at which you were elected? So help you God. Thank you.
Congratulations. And with that said, we will move on to item 5, administer the, item 6, consider the election of board officers to serve from May 2024 through May 2025. Mr. Superintendent?
Yes. Now at this time, I would like to open the floor for nominations for the office of board president.
I'd like to nominate Sylvester Vasquez for board president.
I will second.
If there are no other nominations, do we have a motion and a second for the office of board president?
I move.
I'll second.
Oh. Sorry.
I second.
Okay. If everybody would vote?
All those that say yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Come on, guys, act like we've never done this
There you
before.
go. Okay, the next thing. Sorry. Now I'd like to open the floor for nominations for the office of Vice President.
No, Dr. Ball, thank you.
Turn it back over to him.
Oh, sorry,
I
sorry.
just got reelected.
Oh, yes,
as
yes.
board president. I'm keeping my gavel.
Good job.
And thank you, fellow board members. I know it's a simple procedure, but it really does mean a lot to me, and as it will to the rest of the officers. I now open the floor for nominations for the office of Vice President.
I'd like to nominate Ida Sadokin for Vice President.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none. All in favor for Ida Sadolkin for the office of Vice President, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Congratulations, Ida. Okay, I would now like to open the nominations for the office of Secretary.
I nominate Flo Bernal for secretary.
We have a motion and a second. Any other nominations? Hearing none. All in favor for Florinda Bernal for the office of Secretary, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations, Florinda Bernal. And now, I'd like to open the floor with nominations of Assistant Secretary.
I nominate James Sullivan for assistant secretary.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other nominations? Hearing none. All in favor of James Sullivan for the office of Assistant Secretary, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Congratulations, Mr. James Sullivan.
Thank you.
Okay. We now have,
Mr. Board President, could we please take a small break so we can congratulate the individuals and also get some lunch?
yes, break time.
Recognize Annie Britton for the fabulous job she did last night.
It was indeed my pleasure, always.
We're very proud. Thank you. Thank you.
Enjoy your meal.
Thank you.
Get a piece of pizza, Annie. Pizza.
She's still working over there.
She's eating ribeye.
Oh, you're on? Okay. Consider approval of budget amendment number 8.
Yes, sir, we're kind of at the end of the year now. Campuses are moving funds around to spend the last part of their budget to also get ready for next year. So we have some people moving some money into construction, also into custodial supplies so they can have some startup. We're reallocating some funds across functions, and then we're moving some money around for some construction projects. We received another influx of funds from ROTC from the federal government, so we're asking them to amend that. And then this is gonna start a summer feeding program. So he's adding about 300,000 to his budget, to be ready to ramp that up. So we're asking the board to approve, this month's budget.
I move.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve budget amendment number 8. Any questions, board members? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Budget amendment number 8 is approved. Consider approval of a guaranteed maximum price for central office project.
Yes, sir. So, thank you. James Sines is here with KenCon Construction, and Carr was, with RVK, was not able to make it. He had a family emergency today. So, we are bringing the GMP 2, previously GMP 1 was the demo package, part of the abatement. So, with that being said, I was going to let James give just a brief overview, and then I'll bring the action item. So,
Yeah, so for a quick construction update, you may have seen, we got clearance from Bayer County to start with demolition activities, so we're beginning to take down some of the structures where the new building footprint is potentially going. That will take about 45 days, and you will also see some utility infrastructure work going on at that same point in time. On April 30th of this past month, we took subcontractor bids for the remaining portion of the project. The result of that bid was the GMP for package 2. The remainder of the work came in at approximately $19,375,000, which puts the total combined cost of the project at $21,775,000. We expect, hopefully, upon approval from the board as well as Bayer County, to begin construction sometime in the month of June, once they give us a full building permit.
So the recommendation from district staff is that we approve that the board approve GMP Package 2 for the new central office project not to exceed the amount of $19,375,000.
I move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second that we approve the GMP for package number 2 not to exceed $19,375,000 and allow district staff to negotiate terms and conditions of the GMP, so we can get it down lower. That's even greater. But with that said, any questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you. Motion passes. Thomas, I think you have the next one too.
Yes, sir.
Consider approval of guaranteed price for Bob Hope Elementary.
Yes, sir. So again, James Sines with KenCon Constructors is here, and also James Moore with O'Connell Robertson. We are looking to approve the GMP for the Bob Hope Elementary project. So I was going to turn it over again to James just to give a brief summary on their
Right, so
doing.
this GMP package is for the entire scope of work at the Bob Hope Elementary School, addition and renovation. There's no construction activity currently ongoing. We would be gearing up for construction starting when school is out this month. So we'd be starting again in June of this year. We took sub bids around about the middle of April, and that total combined price for that scope of work was $8.7 million for the entire work planned at that campus.
So district staff recommendation is to approve the GMP for the Bob Hope Elementary renovation project not to exceed the amount of $8,700,000.
I move.
We have a motion and a second, GMP on Bob Hope Elementary, additions and renovations not to exceed $8.7 million. And again, district staff will negotiate terms and conditions. Questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Consider approval of contract agreement with Quinney Electric for infrastructure upgrades for the new interactive playground.
Yes, sir. So district staff reached out to Queenie Electric as one of our pre-approved electrical contractors. 6 of the elementaries within the district had additional funds come available at the end of the year where they are purchasing these Lou interactive projectors for their gymnasiums. So with them purchasing those 6, there was some infrastructure that was not in the location it needed to be in the gym when it came to electrical and data lines. So we walked the jobs with Queenie Electric. They came back and gave us a quote, and the district staff is recommending that the board award a contract to Queenie Electric for the infrastructure on the Lou Interactive Technology Project in the amount of $60,500.
I move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, the board approve the contract with Quinney Electric for the Lou Interactive Technology Project in the amount of $60,500. Questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Tomas. And then we have consider approval of the updated compensation plan.
No, I got one.
This one.
Oh, SBM General Contractor for building 800 professional development renovation project and Lou project walls. I saw Lou in it too.
Yes, sir. So the district staff put out a bid to our pre-approved general contractors, or an RFP to our pre-approved general contractors. So when the demolition is complete with the new central office area, we are losing our professional development portable center. So with that, we recently have made some moves internally at Building 800, freeing up the old library. We have now bid this out to separate that room into 2 professional development areas. So we bid that out to all of our contractors. SBM General Contractors came in as the low on that bid, on that job for the amount of $60,350. With that being a job that we're asking to get approved, we're lumping in some scope for the Lou projectors at those 6 elementaries as well here. Because the way the gyms are built with the concrete columns and beams, it needed to be a flush, flat wall. So we have asked SBM to price out putting in basically a projector board made out of 3/4 inch plywood that's going to be painted matte white to take on the projection of those Lou projectors. And that amount was for $33,250. So the district staff is recommending that we approve SBM General Contractors for these projects for the total amount of $93,600.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second that the board approve SBM General Contractors for the building 800 professional development renovation and new projection walls in the amount of $93,600. Questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Tomas. Okay, now, consider approval of the updated compensation plan.
Ms. Barson, is that this one, right, or was it?
Yeah, well, so it basically a request to move the summer school hourly pay for nurses, for, I'm assuming
Yes.
you want.
So, at this point, nurses in the summertime work shifts at hospitals and other organizations, and they can get upwards to over $100 an hour. At $30, we were not very competitive, so a lot of our nurses were choosing to work in outside organizations. We talked to them, and with a small increase to $50 an hour, they were able and wanting to work in our district as opposed to going somewhere else for summer employment. So we're asking for that increase in that.
I move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second that we approve the new compensation plan as presented for our nurses. Questions, anyone? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Just a quick question, because in our cast, students going to be doing summer school, do we have to have a nurse out there with them?
We're at CAST?
Yeah, over at Palopo.
I'm not sure where they're doing summers. I know they have a summer bridge, like a
Yeah.
camp. I don't know if we need it. I don't know how many kids are gonna be there. We can look into it and see.
Just wondering if that'll help them out too, if they have traveled.
Don't they have access to the nurse there at?
Well, we have a nurse there. We have, our nurse at.
Oh, we have our
at-
own?
Yes.
Items of information. A, dual language exam.
Yes, Dalila has this, but I'd also like to introduce our new director for bilingual education, Ms. Mendoza. She's with us here today. And
Bienvenida.
y'all have a presentation, right?
So we do have a transition, so you'll see the presentation with Israel and also Ms. Mendoza, who will be presenting this this afternoon. And so in transition, for the last 2 years, we have been working on what we call the imaging of bilingual dual language, which is our model. And then have Israel, soon to retire, take us through this presentation.
Buenas tardes, well, buenas tardes, it's 12 o'clock, so buenas tardes, good afternoon, school board members, Dr. Ball, and district leadership. We are presenting the dual language model here on behalf of CNI and of course our bilingual department. And so this is the dual language 90-10 model for pre-K through 12th grade for the upcoming school year. So one of the things that, of course, as we know, working with you all here for the last 24 years, we have many great opportunities for our students pre-K through 12th grade. And one of those great opportunities for our emerging bilingual students is that we offer a dual language program. And so our dual language programs here at Southwest ISD provide the opportunity for our emerging bilingual students to be bilingual, biliterate, have high levels of academic achievement in both languages, in English and Spanish, to be socially and culturally competent to compete, communicate, and be proud of their own culture. And so one of the things that we're doing as we continue to move forward and meet some new milestones with our dual language program is consider the opportunities to align dual language at elementary, middle school, and high school. Right now, just to give you a little recap of where we're at with our students, there's about 14,400 201 students. Of those, we have 2,956 students that are emerging bilinguals. Almost 21%, or a fifth of the entire population at Southwest ISD, is being served through one of our dual language or ESL programs. We currently have 11 campuses, 9 elementaries and 2 middle schools, Judith Resnick and McAuliffe Middle School, that are dual language middle school campuses. And next year will be our first cohort of 8th graders from Resnick to be in dual language at the high school. So we're very excited because now we are going to be moving dual language as of 3 years ago from elementary to middle school and now moving into high school. And so Southwest ISD will be one of the very few handful of districts in the entire state of Texas that has dual language at elementary, middle school, and high school, and of course the only one on this side of town. So we're very excited about that. So in doing so, our first graduating class will be in 27-28. One of the things that when we started this journey 3 years ago with dual language at Judith Resnick was to ensure that we had the best opportunities in our dual language programs to offer, of course, everything that our students need, our teachers need, and of course our community needs. And so one of the very first things that we did is we wanted to make sure that we aligned elementary to middle school, and then of course our vision was to eventually get to high school. So we hired an outside agency called TNTP. They did a program evaluation and landscape analysis, so they looked at historical data, results, they surveyed teachers, principals, school leaders, met with students and parents, provided an analysis of our dual language program. They also did walkthroughs, and of course they shared the results. And part of that was also that we wanted to form a dual language redesign committee. So the dual language redesign committee was to look at their results, look at our programs and designs, and to align elementary, middle school, and high school dual language programs as we continue to move into what we wanted to eventually have dual language pre-K through 12. You can see pictures here. Of course, these are all the members of the Dual Language Redesign Committee that convened several times in the last few years to ensure that we were making those decisions and, of course, moving forward. So just so that you know, we are a dual language one-way district, so that means it's one of the models that TEA does provide. The particular model that we have, it forms a strong foundation in the native language, which is Spanish, and of course, so that they eventually acquire the second language, which is English. And so that is our dual language program. Right now, we currently practice the 50-50 model, and you can see here in green, half of the instruction is in Spanish and half of the instruction is in English. And so this provides the opportunity for students that are native English speakers to learn Spanish and native Spanish speakers to learn English. But as we said, we are a dual language one-way district, which means that the majority of our students are native Spanish speakers. So one of the decisions and one of the considerations was for us to move to the 90-10 model. And in the 90-10 model, you can see here starting in pre-K all the way through high school, there's more of an emphasis in Spanish language instruction, biliteracy instruction in the early grades, so that eventually they do turn into a 50-50 model as they move forward. And so we can show you here the map of what you see in green is Spanish instruction, and what you see in blue is in English instruction. And as they get into middle school and high school, it does turn into a 50-50 model. So this basically benefits our native Spanish speakers. So whether they come in pre-K, middle school, or high school, it's going to benefit our students to continue to grow that academic Spanish language so that they can convert that into academic English language to better support their language development. And so right now, we are working on the implementation. So with, of course, Ms. Reina, the new director, our department, CNI, Ms. Dalila, and their support, we're writing Spanish language curriculum. We're aligning our resources for more Spanish instruction and biliteracy instruction, both at the elementary, middle, and high school. And also we're providing professional development and training for in biliteracy for teachers, academic coaches, administrators, CNI staff, and our families. And of course, this implementation will take place this next year. But we've already started the work, so we're ready to go, and we wanted to be able to share this information with you all as an item of information today.
Thank you, Israel. Only one breath.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Any questions, anyone? Thank you. Okay, district benchmarks data. Israel, we missed you already, but we welcome the new, okay?
Thank you very much for all your support.
Thank you, Israel.
Appreciate it.
We are here to serve you.
So next we have some benchmark data. I know we've seen Lisa's face here previously with map data. So we do have different assessments. Now we also do run our own current benchmark data, which allows us to have a pulse of how we could possibly compare toward the end of the school year. Now the state has different parameters of where they're going to balance the cut score that we call it. And so within the district, we also try to mirror some of that. So today we're going to get some district data and then also campus level
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. President, board members, Dr. Ball. So in the spring, we administer a benchmark test for each grade and subject that will take the STAR exam from the state of Texas. And we use this as formative data, and we analyze it to determine which TEKS we need to go back and reteach, which students are struggling and need additional assistance, and we follow a data analysis protocol to help develop our STAR countdown plans utilizing this data. For our elementary and our high schools in McNair, they take the released STAR test from the previous year, and we use the cut scores that were established by the TEA for 2023. At the middle school, we have 3 campuses that are part of the Effective Schools Framework Grant, and so they took the interim test that's provided by TEA, and we utilize that data. And that data also provides us a lot of different pieces of data, but it also gives a projection for each student at what the probability is that they'll reach approaches, meets, or masters. So let's dive right into the data. So looking at 3rd grade, we have by campus where we were at the cut points for approaches, meets, and masters for each campus. And then 4th grade math.
Could you go back?
Yes. You have it in front of you also.
Okay.
Yes. And then 4th grade math, you can see where we're at. And 5th grade math. And we know historically from data from other areas that have been impacted by a massive event, we know that we're still seeing the effects of the coronavirus in math because that is the subject area that has the longest lasting effects on student achievement. Let's move into reading at 3rd grade. See, it's a big difference with reading, which we know from trends and data that is normal after an event like COVID. And then 4th grade. And then 5th grade. Moving on to 5th grade science. Now moving into the middle schools, we can see 6th grade math. And again, Scobie, McAuliffe, and Resnick took the interim from the state of Texas, and then McNair did take the STAR release test for math. And then 7th grade math. And 8th grade math. 8th grade math does not include those students that are taking Algebra 1. They will be included in the algebra numbers.
So how many students is that?
It's approximately 50 students per campus at this point. Of course, that number will be going up with the new legislation that came through as our honors 6th graders move through our system. Going to reading language arts at 6th grade. that was right. 7th grade, I'm sorry. And then 8th grade. Moving on to the high school courses. Oh, wait, so I forgot. 8th grade takes a few more tests. It's 8th grade science and 8th grade social studies. Now moving on to the high school Algebra 1. And here we can see the results of our, it's approximately 50 students at each middle school and then the high school's results. And then English 1. Then English 2. Biology. And U.S. history. And again, this is formative data, so we took this data, analyzed it, developed STAR reteach plans and STAR Blitz plans at every campus and every level so that we could make sure that we're working with those students, reteaching those TEKs that are weak and doing tutoring with those students that are still struggling. So we'll get the results of how our job did at the end of June. Beginning of June, we should have all of our results in this year because it won't take TA as long to grade them now that they have established the cut scores. So at the beginning of June, we'll have all of our results available from TA. From the STAR we just finished last week.
So what is this data? How long ago did they take benchmarks?
So they take this benchmarks about a month prior to STAR so that they have adequate time to reteach those weak TEKs and establish tutoring, additional tutoring with those students that are struggling.
Are these scores from that last benchmark then?
This is from the benchmark that we took, again, is beginning of March is when we took this. Yes.
So at this point, they've already taken STAR.
Now, a month later, they've already taken the plunge.
Yep.
So I'm thinking that probably we need to see, okay, is the only benchmark they took was a month ago? They didn't take any like previously in the school year?
Yeah, we have more data. So they take one, they have also what we call common base, which is based on the content-based assessment. So at the end of every 9 weeks, they're taking another assessment, so they have data throughout. But this one mirrors what the STAR is going to look like. Now, like for the middle schools that are in target improvement plans, the state is required for them to take the interim assessment online. And that is exactly what they're gonna experience at the end of the school year. So McNair chose to, instead of doing 2, they wanted to do the paper-based, since that's what the students have been experiencing with. So right now with this data, what we do is we give them time for them to do the blitz, academies, after school, targeting, intervention, that by the time the real assessment happens, which is just happening, has been happening, that then by the end of the year, we're in a much better place. So they've had data to plan with and be able to work with.
So the final comparative numbers would be the ones we get back from the STAR compared to this?
Correct. So it's not gonna be apples to apples, but this is just like
close
a
enough,
temperature
so,
check.
yeah.
So I'm thinking that the school year that's coming, I'm thinking we need to see the benchmark results right after they take them. Right, because at this point, they've already taken STAR. So we have no idea, unless I missed something, we have no idea a month ago where we were gonna be going into the STAR as a board. Is that correct?
Yes, so the campus will get the data immediately.
Yeah.
And so as a board, then we could be something that we can definitely add that immediately the next round back soon, then for board meeting, we can bring the data to you.
Right. And then the school year starting in August of 2023, this last time, and then to this time. What have we seen that should have prepared us for this?
So for different categories, so for Eureka Math, it's our second year of implementation, so we're getting much better. As we can see, some campuses have a better look for it in the elementary. For science, we didn't have a 10, 12-year resource that was available to them, and they have pieces to it. Now we have a science coordinator also. So that's a difference that we're noticing, that now the support has changed for the science. For the social studies, campuses have felt pretty comfortable at the high school. In the elementary school, in middle school, they're all using the same resource, which is they gravitate to Lumen, because it's like something that they follow through. What we're noticing now different is that tutoring was not optional. It was something that we did require all campuses to have tutoring in place by October. The resources are available, money is available, time is available. We have enough time for them to do tutoring sooner versus than later.
Okay, so I guess my question is, as a board, what can we get sooner? Like, if we start school in August, then whatever time they take their first assessment, whatever it's called, the MAP or whatever.
The beginning, the middle, and the year in data.
Yeah, we'd like the
Because we haven't, that I can remember, and I don't have the best memory, I don't think that we've seen anything that says in December, we're at this point with how we think our kids are gonna do, or how they're testing. Then we as a board can better understand why changes are being made through the year in curriculum, and because we don't have anywhere to base, like, oh, we're gonna start doing this, well, why are we gonna start doing that? You know what I mean? Like, we don't have enough information, and I'm thinking we should have it, maybe we shouldn't have it, that gives us a better picture of this, because this is a really good picture, but it's already over. We've already taken the star. So we can't, I mean, you know, we can't really ask.
I think the last time that we brought data was actually an item of consent, and it was the MAP data, which is another assessment that we provided submitted to you. But we do have beginning, middle, and end of the year MAP data.
Yeah.
And so based on the MAP data, that's where the teacher incentive allowance is gonna happen.
Mhm.
So you're gonna be hearing some of that too. And then this is the one that is lining up towards the STAR data.
Okay.
So we could definitely bring that data and just find it out.
Yeah, and then it would give us a better idea of, okay, so we're really struggling in this. Do we need to add more, you know, programming that's gonna cost us more money, and this is what it would cost us to, you know, whatever, bring.
Yeah.
That way we have a better, I feel like this time we're just kind of not really prepared to see the scores.
And I agree with Ms. Sadolka, and I know that for a while I had been asking for academic information and we had not received any. I know we were in transition mode, but now that we're, you know, settled a little bit, I would like to see the benchmarks as soon as they come out as well.
Yeah.
We can do that.
And we do appreciate all y'all's hard work, we really do. But it gives us a better chance to support if we know what's going on throughout the whole year.
Any other questions, comments? Thank you. Other business?
We don't have anything unless the board has something. You have lots of invitations on your desk. You can school invitations to a fire department invitation, athletics invitations, lots of invitations on your desk.
James was telling us baseball games are today, tomorrow, and Saturday are heated. Kerrville, between Kerrville and here.
Kerrville tonight.
Here?
No, at Kerrville. Tomorrow they're home. Game 2.
And Saturday are heated in Kerrville,
Right.
Anyone else that they know of that? If not, perhaps like we've been.
Both high schools will have their SB awards events.
Oh, yeah.
When is Legacy?
Mariachis and choirs, we have that calendar.
This is for the Southwest. It's on
When's
Monday.
Legacy?
I believe Legacy's the 20th.
We'll get it to you.
Okay, we'll get updates as they come along.
About 100 elementary.
Legacies of the
About
20s.
100 elementary events, yes. Okay. Hearing nothing else at 12:21, am I saying that correctly? Wow, we're early.
I know.